choose this. Right, keep doing this. Put system all over the place. That down there. Turn that round there. Da, 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 da. That over here. Da 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 da. Direst? What the hell is direst? That's direct. Spelt the damn title wrong. Direst? What the hell is direst? That's direct. Spelt the damn title wrong. Okay. Pin. Right, YouTube Studio. Content. Live. Click it. Direct, mate, not direst. CNT Venerius, how did you get direst? Dafty. No, it's not for kids. Save. Okay. Twitch. Direst. I can change that over here, I think, on Restream. Because it gives me a chance to. Yep. I can change that over here. Direct. Put a big A as well. It should be a little A. Don't care. Bang, bang. That should change, hopefully. Change! Okay, yeah, get changed. Okay, good. This is saved. Okay. Channel. Okay, yeah, get changed. Okay, good. Just go there. There. Mute. Ready. Okay. How long? Got till 5. I've got 10 minutes. Chill. I thought it was like 5 minutes. Okay, chill. I might even have time to get dressed. Wait. Just in case you want to know, I'm just making something faster.
But before I do, for those of you like me that already own the base game and want just all of the DLC, they currently have the Synth Riders Complete Music Collection add-on pack at 40% off as well. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. And don't forget to pause the screen, that way you can read each of the songs.
Pause your screen, mate.
Otherwise, I'm just going to go through this. Starting with the most recently released music pack, that means rock. The next one's called Current Waves. The next DLC is an immersive experience for Barbie, Dance and Dream, which is performed by 50/50, featuring Callie from Barbie the Album. 80s mixtape Side A. 80s mixtape Side B. The Electro Swing Essentials Pack. Electro Swing Essentials 2. Gorillaz Music Pack. League of Legends, which does include its own unique experience mode, which is awesome apparently. The Adrenaline Music Pack plus Experience. Caravan Palace Music Pack. The Groovin Essentials Music Pack, which does include Bruno Mars, a few of the songs. Synthwave Essentials 2, and yet another pack with that PSVR 2 experience. Synthwave Essentials 3. The Cyberpunk Essentials Music Pack. single player mode, and oh my, I have to say, it checks all the boxes of not just hitting the nostalgia, but hitting the fun factor in a small, well put together launch package. Because this is a war game experience, you are choosing your pawns, which is your class of character, which does come with its own set of cards unique to that class.
Guardian Red is your righteous tank. She can soak up a lot of damage. It's deadly.
This is why you shouldn't buy just one Mazzaro knife. If you only buy one, you're just losing money. Add another to your order and get it for less than $20. It is a killer deal, as we're offering a one-time 70% discount. The more you add, the more you save. A high-quality Japanese-style kitchen knife is a gift for less than $20. Holy shit, it's amazing. Seriously, this is a one-time thing, so don't be an idiot, guys. We brought this deal back in the next 24 hours only. Our knives last forever, but the sale won't. We already got tons of badass customers who jumped on this deal and enjoyed an upgrade to their cooking experience like never before. They love it so much, they're coming back to buy more as a gift for their loved ones. Our support team told us the demand is so crazy, we'll be out of stock soon. So catch this kick-ass 70% buy more, save more sale before you miss out. We heard our knives sell faster than tickets to a Garth Brooks comeback tour, so you have to be quick and act fast. Click the link below to redeem it. Not sure yet? Let me show you what Earl scored by ordering not one, but two Mazzaro knives. It's super sharp, versatile, and great for cooking indoors and outdoors. Material, highest carbon steel, razor sharp, durable, perfect balance, crafted by master artisans. This is the true spirit of samurai sword making in your hands. That's how you know it's a knife that will last you for years. It glides through anything like butter, and will eat anything, even bones with ease. One flash, and it's all done. Freaking badass. Some of our customers even called it too dangerous. Well, thank you. Freaking ice harden these bad boys. That's our magic trick. After they're forged, we blast them with temps below 3,000. It alters the steel's molecular structure, increasing sharpness and durability. That's why they can stay sharp for years, basically indestructible. Knife sharpening. That's for chumps. No, do you see this hole? You can finger it. Oops, I mean, it's for your finger. You can flip it around your finger and look like a damn chef ninja. You just have to see it in person to appreciate the craftsmanship. Video doesn't do justice, and we weren't stopping there. Since Earl saved so much money with this 70% add more, save more deal, he asked us to add the leather sheath for each knife too. Because why not look cool while also looking badass? Mazzaro is not just a kitchen beast, it's an ultimate machete in the wild. Talk about flexing on that camping trip with the boys. Earl, your order is on its way as we speak. But guys, remember, the 70% buy more, save more is live now, and it won't be for long. You do not want to miss this one. Mazzaro has over 8,000 five-star reviews and a lifetime warranty, plus a 30-day risk-free trial, so you have nothing to lose. Don't like them? Send them back. We'll gladly take them. Just don't be stupid. Grab more and save even more. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The assassin. It's my profession. It's a sneaky, backstabbing bastard. The sorcerer. It's of the lightning bolt flaming time. Also uses spells. She can also call on monsters. You can play Leo in two ways. Either gang up with a few friends, 2 to 4 of you together for a nail-biting co-op run. Or go it alone in skirmish mode, where you will control 3 champions. It is time. Planning your path to a flaw and working together is a must if you hope to survive all the way to the end. You have to fight through several dusty laws of the Elven Necropolis. Each flaw has a monster holding a key. You will need that key to open the flaw exit and proceed to the next floor below. Together, monsters to fight along the way. The game is turn-based, which means all champions take a turn. Attack, open doors, and
1 minute. What fucking timing? Fins are working. Can't hear anything. They're not.
Right, what is going on with this?
Is that why I had muted it? It's muted. Hey, that was timing, you know. Ooh. It's not going to be my best. Rushed it. Still bad than most people's. Amazing, where you at? Not doing ninjas today. Should wait until America's awake, really. What are you doing this time in the afternoon for? Come on, man, 2:16. Wait till the US get up. We would have had. Oh, AJ's in here. All over the place. Right. Roll you up for later. Action needs.
YouTube, Liam Bobrick.
Hello, Liam.
YouTube, Liam Bobrick. How are you doing?
I'm doing alright, thanks, mate. How about you? I just fucking woke up. Come downstairs, looked at Reddit, saw this was starting. In 40 minutes. Thought, fuck it, went and knocked myself a plate of pasta. Still in my pyjamas, man. Ugh. How you doing, bro? I don't even know how good this will be. I kind of want to see the thief stuff. But I'm not really arsed about RoboQuest. Reach looks nice though. That's Dreams' his new sort of parkour action adventure game. Hopefully, maybe a surprise or two. But I'm a bit surprised they've done it so early. While America's, half of America at least, is still in bed. Not 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning there, right? On Alpha's side. What I'll probably do is just transition straight into a Hitman or something after. Suit up. And mosey on in. Life on stream. I haven't seen how to wash. Maybe I'll have a wash on stream. Let me close chat. I don't see any negativity this early in the morning. There might be some. Although there's a lot of game cats in there, most will be positive. We saw this trailer already forever. Looks really nice one. We actually saw more than that in the other trailer.
Hi, my name's Glenn Brace. I'm the head of studio for Elevation.
All right, Glenn.
We're here at Endream's headquarters. We've been focusing on core AAA VR titles built for VR from the ground up.
Don't say that.
The whole studio is built from a people, talent, technology point of view to really hit hard in those areas.
Don't say AAA.
We've seen Tomb Raider, we play Uncharted. It's a translation of those experiences into a first-person VR immersive world. You start agile, after progression, you tool up, and at the end you become superhero-like in your capabilities. We're really proud of what we've done with Reach. We can't wait to get it into users' hands, get people experience in immersing our title. To talk a little bit more about the game in more depth, I'm going to hand you over to Matt Duff, our design director.
I've got Far Cry on the wall now. Well, bring us that. We've got Flat to VR Studios. No, it's on Dreams. Oh, it's Far Cry on the wall.
Reach has 3 core pillars.
Fucking love a Far Cry game in VR.
They've been the same since the start when we first came up with the initial concept. That is action, adventure, and presence. Everything we do is VR first. What we did with Reach is we redefined how you move in a VR game. A lot of the times we're doing physical interactions. You reach out and pull yourself through spaces. Jumping. Traditionally not something that transfers very well into VR due to comfort factors. However, with Reach, what we've done is, because we do it with a gesture-based system, we're tricking the mind into thinking that you're doing it.
Oh, whoops.
God, it doesn't help. This doesn't help.
Nope, still in shot.
Doesn't help the
Nope,
cause.
still in shot. Hey, how's it going?
Jumping's fine
We
in
want
VR,
to
man.
give the same depth, freedom, and agency that one would expect in a flat screen game. So think like your Tomb Raiders, your Uncharted's, your Jedi Survivors, where you're jumping across massive gaps, flinging yourself along cliffs. The brain can get away with
Well,
a
I'll give
lot
you the
of
reveal, but I've nearly
artificial
finished it.
movement if it expects it ahead of time. You move your arms, you get the movement you expect. You're naturally reaching for something on the other side anyway, whether you're jumping towards a cliff or a crane or some
How are you doing? I love you, brother. Hope you're well.
climbable set piece thing that may explode
I'm
in the
wrong
next
screen.
5 minutes.
Streaming this.
The adventure side of the game, that's more about your journey through it. Reach does have a linear campaign in the fact there is a beginning and a middle and end, but how you explore the story, the characters, the gameplay mechanics, it's real high agency on your part.
We're asking a lot of the player in Reach, and it's because we're confident that we've got mechanics that the players don't have to fight. For the vast majority, and especially the hardcore VR player base, they want something that lets them do stuff.
You can make decisions that change the way you play the game versus how somebody else might play the game. If it looks like it can be interacted with, if it looks like it can be climbed, you can do it.
Good.
This game couldn't have been made anywhere but VR.
I've seen wiping things off boards before, but I haven't seen it smear like that.
One of the very key aspects of that is our FBA, a full body awareness system that we have. In some VR games out there now you play, you are a pair of floating hands. in Reach, you have a fully realized body that moves through the world with you, behaves in a realistic manner, and really reinforces your presence in that world.
I've got rigatoni.
Everybody sees a human body every day, right? But it's different in the VR space. So if you look...
I got up early, man. Saw the shirt. I'm still in my pajamas, bro. I got my little Marvel pants and my Spider-Man t-shirt. I've basically barely been out of bed 40 minutes. It's just starting. I thought I need to cook some dinner, though. For an hour and later. So I just whacked up a 30-minute rigatoni. Booby-dooby, dooby-doo-bop, booby-dooby-doo, booby-doo-bop. Yeah, a hearty rigatoni, mate. A nice bit of fresh bread, you know. But I'm already a bit full.
Look at, actually, I'll play a character from a third person.
Don't worry, Alfie. You can go back to bed for an hour or two yet, mate, if you want.
Down it looks really good.
I'm watching this. Then I'm going to have a position of
You wanted to be
period
able
of transition
to
before I get on
account for
Hitman.
players who moved quickly or moved
At least
slower.
an hour.
If the player moved really fast, the legs wouldn't catch up, so you would have a leg like 2 meters away, and you would just have a really long.
Well, let me just tell you why rigatoni over penne. Bigger tubes get more sauce inside them, you see. So each piece becomes more flavouring. Penne used to be my pasta of choice. And I think I got rigatoni by accident one day. Thought this holds sauce much better than penne. Because penne is a bit smaller, right? So the tubes aren't as big. So if you've ever got the option and you want something saucy, get rigger.
Long leg. And I think it responds really well in both the crag climbing and regular climbing situations. I'm really quite proud of how we've managed to get that so that it didn't limit design or traversal in any way.
And tomato and basil passata.
I want it to be seamless. I want them to see the full body and experience the full body as a part of the game and just enjoy it as it stands.
We actually inherited a pretty well-functioning climbing system from Synapse. We spent a lot of time going, right, but how do we make this feel really good? So we wanted to have that weight of the physics-based climbing systems, but in a way that we never bounce the player, and we make it as easy as we can to fling from one handhold to another. With the right choices and with the right design decisions, we can let the players do so much more.
So the combat in Reach has both high action kind of factors and high stealth factors. So if you're more of an action focused player, the tools that we give you can kind of enable you to play in that way. So take the bow, for instance. The bow has multiple different types of ammo. So one example of that is an explosive arrow that you can use to blow things up. The freeze arrow, where you can actually freeze multiple enemies in their state. Finally, you have a stun arrow, which you can use to incapacitate an enemy, and then you can use your grapple hook and use your enemy's weapon against themselves. If you're more of a stealth-focused person, you can use the bow to manipulate enemies, so you can fire it into environments to create sound, and then pull them to different positions and things like that. All of the individual components that we've spoken about with Reach, they're fantastic in their own right. We've been developing them for
This will be
years.
really good.
The real key thing in the game is that all of these individual things
Only
come
questions
together
I'd
to
have.
make the game so
How
much
long will
more
the story be?
than the sum of its parts.
It may help pave the way for more games.
What
to
kind of replayability
give
we
the
got?
player a similar amount of freedom.
Reach is the ultimate in action, the ultimate in exploration, the ultimate in presence.
Also, I'm sorry, but
is pretty
exploration.
Freedom.
Reach is the
this doesn't look like there's any gesture bit. Mate, well, he said there was, but it's essentially, it looks like they make the jumps themselves, where I'd like to either press a button on the pad, not fucking fling my arms like in Stride, but just have a button press. But this looks like the auto
ultimate
jump.
in action, the ultimate in exploration.
This looks like auto
the
jumping
ultimate
to me.
in
Maybe
presence.
not.
I think our solution is pretty damn good.
47! Agent 47, mate.
We're all gamers here at heart. Like, that's one of the great things about our company is we just love games, and that's where this is all started from.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't care about this, I'll be honest. But big up Flat to VR.
We all quit whatever we were doing outside of VR, and we were like, yes, let's go all
RoboQuest,
in.
not for me, mate. But big up Flat to VR.
We
Hopefully
worked
they're going to
so
show us
hard
something
on bringing
else.
titles like Trombone Champion Platinum.
Brilliant game. I haven't played that enough, actually. I've only played it twice.
Surviving Mars Pioneer.
Come out, wherever you are.
Out of Sight VR, and so much more.
And we
That looks
are
great.
a fully remote team.
A lot of our hires in Flat to VR Studios came from the Flat to VR modding community.
The seasoned VR veterans who have been making games
Go.
for years in the VR industry, finally bringing them in, allowing them to like live their dreams and make these great games officially for VR. RoboQuest started as a passion on the flat screen game because I loved the game so much. I loved playing it. We saw that like the dynamic movement, the double jump, there's rail grinding in it. But every
this is
time I was
apparently
in
a really
that,
popular
I was like,
flat
"Man,
game, but I've
this
never
would
heard of it."
make the perfect virtual reality game, and why isn't this in VR? I traveled all the way to Sweden and kind of cold call knocked on the door of Starbreeze and begged to be let in.
Knocked on Starbreeze's door with no invitation. I was like, hi, excuse me. I would like to make your game into a VR game. Please let me in. And they're like, okay.
I mean, it goes to show you that with a good team behind you, with a passion for doing something special, you can show that same passion to a company that does
if
love
it's
the game.
the problem is
and
it looks
can
like a
be done.
multiplayer game. And this is still an issue
We
on
are
VR.
really VRifying every single mechanic that we can think of.
It's fair, it looks
Physically
nice and
peeking around
smooth.
corners. Yeah, this is a game of dodging and weaving and movement. Being able to like physically peek
it
out
a-
from behind cover
is it a
and shoot
VR
your enemy is
a
like a
multiplayer
super
game?
immersive, important part of virtual reality. Manually reloading all of these weapons, and there are over 50 weapons in RoboQuest.
Do you understand
Oh,
how
it's
much
not,
work
it's
it
just
is to even
co-op.
just do one weapon to
Oh,
figure
no,
out how to make
cross-platform
one
multiplayer.
weapon feel
Well,
good
listen,
in
if we can
VR
cross-platform
and
with
make
the
it like
flat
the
version,
VR
great.
version of it. But in a game like RoboQuest, when it's so fast-paced, all of a sudden doing this like really long process of reloading completely breaks the game balance. We had to do that for not one, not two, not 10, but like I think it's 80, something like 80 weapons. Oh my gosh, so if you're wondering why it's taking so long, it's because holy crap, we are doing so much.
And then doing things like the slide and the double jump, the rail grind.
Oh, they're actually selling
those
it
are the
to
things
me,
that are
I'll be
great
honest.
in
They
virtual
are.
reality that makes you feel like you're really a part
That
of
would
the
be
game.
cool, sliding on them rails.
One of the things that we look at
It looks
really
a bit like
closely right
a
up front when we do these conversions is something like
Borderlands
HUD.
kind of
The HUD mechanic
visuals,
in a flat
early
game,
Borderlands.
when it's on screen, is not that oppressive, but you put it in a VR headset, it really feels like it's up in your face. So there's a lot of different things that we have to look at and we have to do to change that and make it feel natural. Like maybe moving some of the HUD down to your wrist and see some of the HUD elements.
Perfect
Maybe you're
place to
looking
put
for an
it.
ammo counter and you see it actually on your gun,
On the gun,
instead of
yeah.
right directly in front of your
Perfect.
face. Something as simple as the mini map, where you have to have a mini map on screen. In VR, if you put it on your screen, it's right up in your face and it really breaks the immersion. We're trying to figure out ways that we can do that to keep the gameplay quick and smooth and not overly impressive in your face and keep you in that immersion.
Not impressive,
Those are the things that
oppressive, bro.
really, really make the difference between a port and a conversion.
Actually looks like that. I was too dismissive of it. Too dismissive
Now,
of
as I
it.
mentioned, and as we've talked about, we have so many games that we're working on.
Yeah, it's great. We
Oh,
talked
I'm looking
about
forward to
Surviving
more.
Mars Pioneer that just launched on the Quest and on Steam in early access. Well, it's
What's a
coming
better
out this
looking version
fall
than that,
for
though?
full release, and at the same time, we're going to be releasing a PlayStation VR 2 version of Surviving Mars Pioneer. So that's really exciting.
It better look better than that fucking Quest version did, mate.
And then same
looked a
for
bit
Out of
ass.
Sight VR. We launched Out of Sight VR to PC and Steam this spring. We will be bringing it to MetaQuest and PSVR 2 this fall.
Wrath Aeon of Ruin, Postal 2 VR, Flat Out VR, all of this
Flat Out would be great.
still
I
in
don't
the
know
works.
why they're doing that
We are
postal
so
game.
excited to bring all of these games to as many platforms as possible.
I mean,
we actually still have,
looks
you
cringe
know,
as
some
fuck.
other announcements, but I think we should probably save that. What do you think, Eric?
There may be another
No.
show that Jamie might want to have some of those announcements for.
See you soon.
Tell us now, man. Are they really just going to show Reach, RoboQuest, and Thief? They might be. I mean, they have titled the stream that.
This city's shadow. Free
I
to
thought there
take
might be some extra
whatever
stuff.
I need
Alright, this is what I'm most interested
to
in.
survive.
We're honouring the core pillars of Thief. Stealth over combat, light and dark as tools, and a richly layered city full of secrets.
I thought I was dead. And who are you?
This could be Rotterdam or anywhere, Liverpool or Rome.
Vertigo, we've
Rotterdam,
always been trying to push at the
anywhere,
boundaries of what a AAA VR game can be.
Step into
Yeah, to be fair.
the void.
We have been talking to Base Theory about working together on something.
We were in talks with Vertigo about collaborating on a project when Thief came up and we jumped at it.
I remember being in a call with Base Theory where we first mentioned the possibility of working on a Thief game, and their eyes just lit up. And I think that was the moment where we knew we had something.
Thief is one of the most influential stealth games in video game history. It set the bar for what a stealth game should be, but it's also an incredible demonstration of the immersive sim approach in video game design.
Thief is built on stealth, tension, and immersion, all of which translate perfectly into VR.
You yourself are peeking behind corners, hiding behind cover, and readying your blackjack to go for a silent takedown. Thief Legacy of Shadow is a brand new
Alright, mate,
game
we don't
built
need
from
this
the ground
stuff,
up
fucking-
for VR.
It
More
features a
this,
fresh
less of
story
the-
set in the iconic world of Thief, with everything reimagined. From level design to stealth mechanics to fully harness the power, presence, and immersion that only VR can deliver.
But we're also fans of the franchise, and we felt it was time for a new chapter.
Thief VR Legacy of Shadow takes place between the original trilogy and the 2014 reboot, centuries before the latter. The city is fractured, ruled by fear and surveillance, under the thumb of Baron Northcrest and his obsession with forbidden knowledge. The Keepers are gone, but their secrets linger in hidden glyphs and relics.
In Thief VR, you play as a brand new character, Magpie, a seemingly ordinary street thief who ends up being a key part of the city's history in surprising ways.
The game is level-driven with a handcrafted campaign. Every mission is designed for maximum tension, player choice, and replayability. Each location you visit is a sandbox of stealth opportunities, layered with narrative threads and hidden opportunities that reward experimentation and exploration. Multiple approaches are core to the experience, and we've built spaces that encourage exploration from every angle, from climbing, crouching, peeking, and listening. Every route you take feels discovered, not dictated. Traversal is physical and intuitive. You climb, vault, and mantle using your hands and body. The entire world is tactile, letting you peek around every corner, over every wall, to scout guards and plan your next move. Classic Thief elements, like avoiding patrols, picking locks, and extinguishing lights, all feel more intense and immersive than ever.
You have a door and you hear sound on the other side. You slowly open the door, just have a little peek, and you spot a guard looking at you and you go, "Oh," immediately close it down. That physicality, you're there. You're the thief. You don't want to get spotted.
Stealth is the heart of the game. It's about using your smarts to stay unseen and unheard. But if things go wrong, you aren't helpless. You can escape into the shadows, knock out guards with your blackjack, or risk a shot with your bow. The bow is a signature tool, rebuilt for VR. Rope arrows let you create new paths and vertical escape routes, while water arrows let you snuff out fires and plunge areas into darkness, perfect for avoiding or distracting guards. The focus is always on evasion over confrontation, but the tools are there if you need them. We're building the city from ground up for VR.
The Thief universe is based on Victorian, Gothic, steampunk. So I took these components and put them together to create a really interesting universe. One that is familiar, but at the same time new and fresh. So what was very important when we were creating the visual language was to make sure dark and light was a real feature, that you could feel like you were hugging the surface and hiding and moving through these environments. So you could really appreciate the fusion of the visual language and really explore these worlds.
It's a reinvention that respects the past but leverages today's technology to pull you deeper in.
And it's a homage really to everything. We're bringing everything together within this new title. We have a lot of fans who understand the world, understand the universe. So what we want to do is bring these elements back to them, but at the same time give them a brand new experience. So I've keyed off all these elements to give it a unique look and feel, and hopefully everybody will enjoy.
I thought I was dead. And who are you?
Fans might have noticed a familiar voice at the end of the trailer, and we are excited to confirm that not only is Garrett back, he is being voiced by the legendary Steven Russell. Check this out.
The first thing I have to say is, I've been living with this character for almost 30 years now. I first auditioned for the role of Garrett back in 1995, 1996, somewhere in there. And we've had a long history together. And it is so delightful to be back with him again. I've missed the old guy. He's got such a great sense of humor, and they have perfectly captured that in this new game. For me, there's something about the character that, it was how I got my start in games. So I really owe a lot to this guy. And it's just a huge, huge pleasure to be back voicing Garrett again.
Thief VR Legacy of Shadow is coming later this year to PlayStation VR 2, MetaQuest, and PC.
I kind of said PSVR 2 first, but having it on Quest is going to limit it, which is a shame. Is that it? Are we getting any surprises? No? Oh, it probably wasn't worth rushing to get into that, but it didn't really show us anything that we didn't already know. There's quite a bit more on Reach, actually. Oh, God. What time is it? 5:30. I need a half-hour transition. In fact, I'm just going to go play with the cats for a bit. Right. Back in about 30 minutes to an hour, probably. I'll be honest, my fucking shoulder's hurting, but I want to play more Hitman. Maybe not as long a stream today. Maybe a shorter one, because yeah, I've got to play Aliens tonight as well. Right, I'm out of here. Adios amigos, revoir mes amis, arrivederci miei amici, auf Wiedersehen mein Freund, sayonara, do widzenia, zajan, alvida, doi, la konoc, and good day. Love you long time. See you next time. Take care of yourselves, but more importantly, take care of each other. Namaste. Bye. Bye bye. I'm still too